Okay, I'm with State Rep Al Baldasaro, who we talked to a few weeks ago at the First in the Nation event, and you're here today at the Speaker's house for the Ted Cruz event. What did you think?
I'm impressed with him. He's a tell-it-like-it-is guy. He does have a history of standing up for constitutional rights. He has a history of standing up for immigration to make sure that we're building the wall and doing things that we're required to do. Yeah, I'm impressed with him, but I haven't endorsed anyone yet, so time will tell.
So he's still holding the cards to the vest. A lot of candidates out there. Of what you saw of Ted Cruz, what is there that appeals as a person is searching? What is it that he would need, or you would need to hear to bring you over the line, or are you still waiting to hear from the other candidates?
Well, I'm still waiting to hear from the other candidates. Of course, I like solutions. Because, I like people, just don't come out and use the boilerplate platform conversation. I want people to tell me solutions. How are you going to fix it? I haven't seen too much of that yet. Ted Cruz stands up on the different issues. He's got a record, like I said, in Washington, standing up at the well, fighting on these issues here. So I'm leaning in his direction, but I also like Walker. I like Marco Rubio. Donald Trump, I think, will make a big difference in our country as a businessman, as somebody who is not a politician, as somebody who's not connected with any, certain groups or individuals.
Have all these campaigns reached out to you?
Oh, yeah, many of them have, yes. Matter of fact, Donald Trump, when he came into town, they called me up personally, and I sat down, I put a team together of veterans, and we met with Donald Trump. I met with Marco Rubio. I met with Ted Cruz. I've been on the Veterans Affairs for 9 years. I'm the former chairman of State and Federal Relations and Veterans Affairs. So, yeah, many candidates do reach out to me on veterans issues.
Now, we have a plethora of, at the last event I was covering, a lady, with the last question, it was more of a speech than a question, basically filled every cabinet post with one of the candidates. We could do that with the GOP field. With the Democrats, you've got two, and you might have two more with Martin O'Malley and Governor Chafee of Rhode Island. What are the Democrats not seeing when it comes to, especially to military issues?
Well, to military issues, I served 5 presidents of 22 years of my time in the Marine Corps. Excuse me. They don't have a clue. Under Carter, they got the military. Under Clinton, they got the military. George Bush had to rebuild us back up. We had aircraft parked on the flight lines dead. No money for parts, no money for training. They don't get it. They rather keep people on welfare and TANF and give them all the money there so they'll continue to vote them in office. It's a disgrace.
Now, I noticed in the polling recently this weekend, it talked about how you have a third of Democrats think that non-citizens should be allowed to vote. Many Democrats these days are secular rather than religious. Has the cultural divide really turned us into two countries and two philosophies running here?
I think it has. I'm a true believer. When we took prayer out of the schools, they put guns in there. Okay, we've had more shootings in our schools. They made them no-gun zones. I'm a perfect believer that the Democrat Party moved to the left. I was a Democrat for many years. My grandfather was the mayor of Cambridge, Massachusetts.
You don't get more Democrat than that.
That's right. And my uncle was a state rep there. I only turned Republican after the 3rd year of Ronald Reagan, when I was in the Marine Corps, because I looked at what the Democrats, how they were destroying the military. I looked how they took care of people on welfare before they did their disabled veterans. It's a disgrace. They use us veterans as political pawns during elections. When they get elected, you don't see them jumping to the plate there to file legislation.
Finally, something you just said struck a chord with me. Senator Cruz has said over and over again that we have to have a candidate that appeals to the Reagan Democrats who believe in a strong military, who have faith. You described yourself as that type of person who became a Republican, and I also was once a Democrat and went over because I felt that as a believing Catholic I wasn't welcome anymore, and that was 20 years ago.
And I'm a Catholic myself.
So, is that really the secret of a candidate like Ted Cruz, that he's putting out the principles that people who even might have a D next to their name really appeal to, but it's not front in their minds anymore?
I honestly believe the moderate Democrats are family-valued people. And I honestly believe, all Republicans are all about family values. I believe that we're concerned on bringing our religions back. We were founded on religion, our country. The only country in the world where many religions can, pray in peace.
And that's something still unique in the world just about. Al, thank you so much for your time.
Okay, it's an honor.